Hey everyone, so I want to try something a little different today. Rather than just play through Turf War like I normally do, I'd like to show off some replays I've saved from a ranked series I went through. So I'll cut to the first replay. I will show them. I don't want to give away the result, so I'll see it at the first one of the series, and I'll just kind of give a play-by-play as we go. Okay, so we're starting off here at Umami Ruins, a stage I don't think I've really shown off much. We got two wipers on our side here, and we have a stamper on the other side, which is kind of interesting. This is Rainmaker. It's probably my favorite ranked mode. If you don't know how to play it, it's kind of like Capture the Flag, but the flag in question is a big bazooka. You gotta attack the shield to get it, and then chase or run over to a goal, but in 3 they added these checkpoints before you can hit the goal. So you do have to kind of use the stage effectively. Find the right way to get to a state or get to the Rainmaker, and then find a way to the goal. So I just died there, but the other team should hopefully get the thing back on time. Super jumping to teammates is pretty helpful, although they had a beacon right there, which was nice. We were able to take care of this guy here. So you also see the score goes down as we actually KO'd 2 people with the explosion. Oh, the dynamo got me, I believe, though. But we got wipeouts, so that works. But yeah, we the goal is basically to get in that thing, and then someone disconnected. That's pretty unfortunate on their part. But yeah, like the score only goes down if you get close enough to the goal or the checkpoint in this case. So I hit the checkpoint, and now we have free reign to go wherever we want as we get to the goal. I was able to break that with my special there. The Ultra Stamp breaks through the barrier pretty quickly, but sadly the Tri-Slosher was able to get me. And at this point, they're still putting up a pretty good fight, despite being a person down. I have to assume it was just a disconnection error and not like a rage quit, because it's not like they were really losing at that point. So yeah, we got really close there, but the dynamo is pretty deadly. Slow but powerful. So that's kind of the overarching goal, is try to take care of this guy. Now, I've got speed on my side. They're able to grab that though, so I couldn't quite get it getting close enough to take out that dynamo, and they're able to actually take the Rainmaker with them. Thankfully, our one teammate is still leaving behind those beacons, which I've now used up. Got my torpedo to try to knock people away. 2 of them got taken down. This is gone, so we got a wipeout, so we have no opposition basically to get all the way up there. They're just barely able to get back to the goal, and then someone instantly gets taken out anyway. And another wipeout, and it's over. So that worked out pretty well in our favor, but they got a disconnection, which is unfortunate. So it's a pretty easy one to start the series off. I did pretty well. I got 3 gold medals, and not too shabby, I think. But let's move on to the next one and see how well we do. Okay, the next one, we're at Humpback Pump Track, the hard one to say every time. We have another person swapping in with us here as we fight another team. That's kind of the sad thing about this mode, though. If you're playing with randoms, that you can just get separated from them for no reason and never play with them again. So if you get a good team, you just have to pray that they can stay with you. So immediately I get the thing. So I don't know where the actual goal is. It's actually behind me here, and I'm inching towards it, but I don't realize it and end up dying. Kind of funny. But I'll learn that soon enough. So we have to go to this thing right here. And sadly, my teammates don't seem to recognize that either, because yeah, Gaia just kind of keeps going, and they don't realize that you gotta go back to the checkpoint. It's a little weird. I feel like maybe I mean, the checkpoints are lit up, so you know where to go, but, like, I don't know, I think they could maybe find a way to make it a little more sense. I'm trying to take care of this guy before he gets too far. But unfortunately, they're able to get right to the goal. They didn't quite hit the checkpoint, thankfully. And I do my hammer here, which I don't think is actually all that helpful. And I kind of realize here there's the way this map is set up, you can go kind of the long way around, and that will take you a straight shot to one of the checkpoints. But if the opponent can take you out there, they have a straight shot to your checkpoint, so it's kind of an interesting change up there. So we're trying to inch a little closer to the final goal right there, but obviously you're going through the thick of it. We're getting pretty close, though. We lost the Rainmaker there. I'm going to back off a bit to not die. Help out Shadow to keep the barrier going. The barrier takes out 2 people, and I'm able to get really close, but I couldn't quite throw it down. They were able to take me out. That's the thing. You don't want to get too close to the barrier if you don't have the firepower to keep it from popping the other team's ink. So, got some booyah bombs going off here. I'm a little, I think, frazzled. I don't know where I want to go. And they're going all this way over, so they got a straight shot now to our thing. I mean, it'll take one person out, but and finally take them out right there. And I'm just kind of, I think I'm just trying to like make sure there's no one else around, let someone else get the thing. Now I use my hammer to try to chase people down and get them away from my teammates. We wiped out the whole team again. So that's working out pretty well for us. But now I think Gaia's a little confused, doesn't know quite where to go to hit the goal. So wasted a little of that time, but we still have it, still going pretty well. And the way this mode works, if you don't get a knockout, whoever has the lowest remaining score by the end of the 5 minutes just wins. So we're at 3 and they're at 62. They didn't even pop our first checkpoint yet. So we could conceivably just stall them for like 2 minutes, but I don't personally like to play that way if I don't have to, but sometimes that is the play. Just kind of stall. I guess that's kind of become the meta where people will like spawn camp you and refuse to actually put the Rainmaker in the goal, which seems kind of crappy to do to people, but you know, it is what it is. All's fair in competition, I guess. So now I've got it. You move a lot slower with the Rainmaker, and you're always glowing, so everyone knows where you are too. So you got to be careful and kind of rely on your teammates to have your back. Then I'm able to actually jump and make that with the assistance of the little zipline bubble there. We wiped them out right at the end too. So that worked out pretty well. So we're doing good so far. That's 2 knockouts in a row. Let's see if we can get 3. Okay, we're back. So, another one in the same stage. I have more or less the same team, I think. But now we're facing another team, and this, we'll see how this goes. We got some long-range people. We got a Charger. We got a Splatling on the other team. So we'll see how this goes. So right away, it's a bit of a challenge to even get the thing. We break open the barrier, get the Rainmaker, but then the entire team gets wiped out. So sometimes it's not the best play to just go for the Rainmaker immediately. Like, just because you pop the barrier open doesn't really mean anything. And I can't use the zip line now because the Rainmaker shot actually popped it off. They're able to get really close and just break through the checkpoint almost immediately. You get 1 person, and we really get 2 people, I think, KO'd, 3 people KO'd. And we get the thing back, but now I have to go this long way around. And I'm thinking, oh, cool, I've got a straight shot. And then that guy just comes around the corner. Fish Fangs just mows me down with no remorse. But we've got it close to the checkpoint, so that's not bad. But my other misplay, I super jump into the waiting embrace of Sweetums the Kraken. You gotta be careful when you super jump to your allies, because you never quite know what's going on until you get there. You want to make sure that you're actually, in a safe position to do so if you can. So then I decided to just, I think, rip my hammer up, and just try and chase down this guy here. I do take out Fish Fangs, and then this poor Charger, I think, doesn't know what he's doing. He's kind of panicking. I would be too. But now that this wall actually keeps us, sadly, pinned down a bit, so we didn't make much distance there. So I'm able to grab it, and looks like I'm about to make it, but sadly, no, the enemy gets in on me. Just takes a couple of shots of ink to cut off my path, so that's not very good for me. But right now the match is pretty, and I die again to the Kraken, so this is probably the point at which I would have to start paying attention to when the Kraken's about to stop. Or start, rather, so that's a thing to keep in mind. That's something I don't really look at enough. We're really, really close to the goal, and sadly the enemy picks it up. So, thankfully my other Splatana was able to take them out, but then they got taken out. Thankfully I had a much better super jump target that time. We were able to successfully get enough firepower to open that barrier up. And now it's just me and Flamingo trying to hold this at bay. We have just enough ink to keep that from going. But then we get it, and Flamingo gets a little further. They're taken out, unfortunately. I was already taken out by the ink strike, so there's not much I could really do. I elect to just super jump normally this time. Take my bearings, maybe ink a bit of stuff to get my special ready. Someone right next to me that I don't notice until it's almost too late. I get marked by the special there, unfortunately, but we're right there. And I'm able to get pretty far. And actually somehow splat, but also clear the goal at the exact same time. That was really close. I had some nice cover from the triple ink strike. So another decisive knockout. Could this be a just complete upset? I just win every time? Let's find out. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so we're back at Umami. I have a slightly different team here. We keep having a fourth person drop out here. And we're facing what looks to be two other Japanese players as well, which, you know, doesn't necessarily mean anything. Someone could just name themselves that, but I always get a little wary because that just means lag is going to be way more of a thing, way more noticeable. So I hang back a bit because I don't want to get exploded, but sadly Gaia was not able to avoid that. And I'm getting really close. Unfortunately, I get taken down here. So we'll super jump. Sadly, like right into the fray. That was probably not the best place to jump. I probably should have just elected not to do that. But we're doing okay. We got decently far. We're near that checkpoint. But now they have it. And unfortunately, my team was just, I think, a little too spread out. And we weren't able to kind of cut them off. So I get taken out by the Stamper. And they're able to just go right up to the checkpoint with no problem. So they're now very close to us. We got Zipcaster in our base. And I'm not really sure where to go. And being on that like grating sucks. Just not a good time. And I'm just very much kind of vulnerable. I don't know where to go. Throw my hammer out, see if that helps a little bit. Sadly, I get taken out. Somehow by the range blaster. I'm not quite sure how, but it happened. But at the very least, the Rainmaker is back. It will reset to the middle of the stage if no one picks it up after the barrier is broken down for many seconds. So it's okay for us. It's in a better position. But now I'm stuck in the hot zone and I get blasted, I think, by the gal. So we still have plenty of time left to bring this back. It's still actually relatively close. But yeah, it's proven to be pretty rough so far. I get I was able to get 2 KOs there, but sadly I get taken up in the crossfire. The burst bomb amongst everything else was kind of getting to me there. They're still in the lead, but we are making our way towards it. Throw out my torpedo, does nothing. We lose the Rainmaker, but we're still close to the checkpoint. And at this point, I think I just want to get my hammer going. There we go. Get it. Don't unfortunately get anything out of that. I think I just opened myself up to the range blaster hitting me from behind. So not the smartest play, maybe. And I believe because we're losing, I do get a slight edge to my thing. I get taken out by the Stamper, though, sadly. They're pretty strong, able to get you from a decent distance. They get the Rainmaker again. They're slowly coming up through the middle here. So we're kind of on the back foot here, but we still have a fair bit of time. 2 minutes left to make the magic happen. Sadly, I get wiped out before I can even run up and grab them, and then they just have a straight shot right to our goal, and it's over. So, sadly, can't win them all. This is the start. So when you enter a series in ranked, it challenges you to get 5 wins, but you are allotted 3 losses. If you get 3 losses, it just ends. But so we're down 1. So let's see if we can bring it back. Okay, we're back at Humpback. I have a, I think, completely new team here at this point. You know, sadly, people disconnect or they're done with their series. They're not going to be with your team anymore, and you just kind of start from scratch and see what happens. So they're first to get to the Rainmaker, so they get it first. I'm able to zoom right in and stop them from being too far, though. But now they're still pretty close to our place, so I gotta be careful. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's like a quick way to get there, but there does not seem to be. So we'll keep going here and see what we can do. I get taken out by some missiles, unfortunately. And it was probably not the best place for me. I don't know why I didn't die there from the explosion. Maybe it was a weird height difference or something, but barely able to take out maximum before they get to the goal there, but I got splashed in the back. They break through the barrier, and so we're already on the defensive now. Everyone's marked at least, so we know where they are. They get the barrier, they get it again. I'm gonna just, and here's I die to the Rainmaker barrier can kill you for some, like, even though I broke it, like, that doesn't seem like that should have happened, but it did. So that's a bit annoying, so I just lost my life for no reason. I'm able to take out, I think I took out a beacon in the confusion there. I should be checking my map more often to look for that stuff, because there is the Splatana Deco is, I think, throwing those down. So I'm in the thick of things. I pop my hammer, but I'm sadly splashed before I can do anything about it. But thankfully I'm coming back fast enough. We got a crab, which is scary to deal with, and for whatever reason I'm a fool and try to fight it head on. You should never do that. At all. So they're still doing really, really well here. It's not looking super great. I come down, I probably should have had a charge slash or something ready. I get Big Swiss and the other guy there. I activate my hammer. This time I don't die. I don't know why. I'm able to get them on the rebound there, so that was nice. Me and the other wiper in a battle, I take them out. We're able to wipe the team out and take out their beacons. That's a pretty good win for us. I'm inking everything down for my teammate. We broke through the barrier, thankfully, and then I'm going to just use my hammer in like the perfect position. I take down 3 people all in one go. We have 1 person left. We splat them. We get a complete wipeout. We didn't get to go very far, unfortunately, so that cool moment of taking the whole team out didn't really amount to too much. I get 2 KOs here, though, which is nice, and I have enough for my hammer again, and we wipe them out again, and boom. Just a come-from-behind victory right at the end there. I think that was a really good one. I got 11 kills with this one, I believe. I was pretty quick and used the hammer a good couple times. I died the one time for like no reason, but we did pretty well there. And I even got a fist bump, so it worked out pretty well. But so that brings us to 4 wins, 1 loss. Let's see if we can close the series out. Okay, back at Humpback. I still have Pennywiser with us. We do have a few new people mixed in with us at this point. So let's see what this team has for us here. We've got some shooters and some splatlings. We got a Flingza roller, so some missiles will be on the menu. And they're already at the barrier, which is not great. They get it immediately. I'm doing my best to get to them, but I have no ink, which is not great. And then I just kind of let them get past me, but I'm able to take them down. And I'm probably going to pop my hammer here in a second. So, able to get one person. Actually didn't splat anybody, but did get them to kind of scatter. So that was not the best hammer usage. Sadly, Pennywiser couldn't get very far. And then they threw the suction bomb at the barrier, which makes it detonate instantly. So I died to that, which is pretty ingenious, honestly. You can do the same thing with splat walls as well. So that was interesting. So I'm tagged and just immediately thrown between some Rainmaker shots. So we're not doing too great here. We've barely moved our Rainmaker at all at this point. I'm doing my best to get in there and take him out, but the Rainmaker shot gets him there. This is really weird terrain to move on, you know? So, but they still haven't broken the barrier yet, so we have a chance, and then they break through it. So commentator's curse. You know, I've lived through this. I know what happens. So they hit the Rainmaker again, and at this point, I'm just going to get mowed down by anything at that point. That was a bad position to be in. They can just slowly make their trek up this side here. My torpedo does a little bit of inking. I see there's actually quite a few beacons, which I should have prioritized maybe, but so we're wiped out again, and I'm pretty sure they're just gonna, yeah, I had just given up at that point. That's why I didn't fire. So a pretty decisive end there, unfortunately. However, we had someone on our team disconnect right at the end, so that actually did not, or actually no, I might be forgetting something else. It did not fully count, I believe, because I also had a disconnection straight up that gave me a second loss anyway, so we actually still are in this. We have one more to go. So let's see what this last battle is, win or lose. Okay, and we're back at Umami, where it all began. I'm with a completely new team at this point. We'll have to see how this goes as we fight the likes of Magnum Dong. Lovely. I've heard people don't really like some of the ranked versions of Umami. I think like tower control is pretty bad, I guess, but interesting. So this team's gonna make a lot of use of Toxic Mist, which is pretty bad. I have no ink, which is not helping. And so yeah, Toxic Mist is really gonna slow me down, even more so than I already am with the thing. So this is a really good use. I can't move in the Toxic Mist, and then they have Rainmaker, or Reef Slider. So that actually makes Reef Slider scary when you can't actually, you know, avoid it. I'm almost at the checkpoint, though. My team's covering me the best they can. I almost get to the barrier, but not quite. Sadly, the dualies get me. Everyone's still fighting for it. We get completely wiped out, so yeah, there's no way we can capitalize on that momentum. Gotta be careful on that zip line. And they're up on the high ground, so that's gonna be difficult. And then the auto bomb I did not see, so that actually gets me ahead of before I could do anything. So that was not the best. So we'll go from here. Once again, I'm going for the zip line. I just gave up at that point, I guess. We break through the barrier, I guess, because with no help from me. And at this point, I should probably start inking and get my hammer going. But we got a Reef Slider, which is a little scary. We got Magnum Dong out. I'm gonna toss the thing. But yeah, they Toxic Mist right where the Rainmaker is, so you can't even go grab it without being just in a bad spot, which is kind of interesting. and then I'm still slowed down, so the Rainmaker, or the Reef-Slider gets me. I keep saying the Reef-Slider gets me, so it's pretty interesting, honestly. This is, I've not really seen a, team, like, set up like this before, and then sadly, I kind of just let them have that. I probably should have been a little more, should not have used the torpedo, so I would have actually had ink to do things. I still have no ink now. We get the Rainmaker here. Get past the midpoint. So now we just have to go. And at this point, I'm just running. Just everyone's all in the one spot. We have to... we have our own Reef Slider, but then they have Reef Slider as well. So sadly, I couldn't really make much use of that. But we're still pretty close to the goal from here. I'm going to super jump here, because they're not really paying attention. I'm able to use the zip line here. And I'm actually able to... I should have just tried to get the dude in the inkjet there. I don't know why I stopped. I guess I was like tunnel vision on this. And sadly, I cannot keep up with the speed of the slosher there. And they kind of moved all around. I couldn't actually get a beat on them, so... We got most of the team actually wiped out on that side, so we just gotta kind of move. And I'm gonna use my hammer to kind of clear the path. We get a wipeout. We lost the Rainmaker right at the end there, just to get it back. So that was, you know, a little rough. They got pretty close on our side, but that was 5 wins. So I was able to score a decent chunk of points with this. I'm still in rank B right now because I got reset from last season and I never really dove back into this again, but all things considered, that went pretty well, I think. I don't play ranked very much. The Splatana Wiper is probably not the best weapon for a Rainmaker either, if I'm being real, but, you know, whatever. I'm just playing with randos, who cares? But, you know, I'm getting some good kills, trying to use my special in a smart way, and it ended up working out pretty well, you know? Got a decent score across all of that. Some hang-ups here and there. I had some disconnections. We had some rough spots. I really like my go here. Actually, I got 15 kills. Excuse me. 15 on this one, not 11. So, yeah. I did pretty well on that one, I think. So, overall, yeah, you know, I would like to play ranked more. I might try this again and just, you know, look at some replays and see what I did wrong or what I did right, and maybe try the other modes out. Because playing ranked with voice chat, just talking to myself, I feel like I'm going to get, like, very salty very quickly, and, you know, not necessarily have the best things to say, but overall, I think this was a pretty cool thing to just be able to look at your replays like this as a neat feature. You can, you know, you can look at people from other, you can look at other, perspectives and rewind and stuff, too, and I think upload these, like, Splatnet or something, so that's pretty cool. But that'll do it for, you know, kind of random Splatoon video as we continue on. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.